everyone, I'm John.
I'm Ethan.
And we're here to review the 2016 biopic, Bleed for This.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie follows the story of boxer Vinny Paz, who was this young, but middleweight, legendary boxer, a really young, promising guy, who got in a car accident, tragically, right as his career was on an upswing. And almost wound up being paralyzed. The doctors told him he may never even be able to walk again, but he is committed to working through this injury and being able to fight again. So, Ethan, going into this, what were your expectations?
You know, I really love Miles Teller as an actor. You know, he's had some great roles, some not so great roles in Fantastic Four specifically. But really, I'm just an overall fan of him. And if anyone could bring Vinny Paz to life, I think it's Miles Teller. Just being a great actor and, just being that kind of actor guy. So I was really looking forward to him. I didn't really, hear much about Bleed for this, but other than that, I was looking forward to it. I was excited in my seat. What about yourself?
I really like the trailers for this movie, and Miles Teller is one of my favorite up-and-coming actors in Hollywood. So I was really, really excited for this.
Right.
I was overall a little disappointed in this movie.
Okay. All right. What'd you think?
Well, more than a little disappointed.
Oh wow.
Well, one thing I can say I did like about it was this movie is it's kind of a pro and a con. This movie is filled with cliches and it's very predictable, which is on one hand a bad thing, but on the other hand it works to its effect because this movie is extremely self-indulgent. It's very ridiculous in a lot of ways and just embraces how ridiculous it is and relishes in it, and I really found that enjoyable.
Right. The focus, Vinny. He is a very ridiculous guy. He's doing all these things to, he's fighting the odds, and he keeps focusing on, saying, oh, I'm gonna do it no matter what. I'm gonna box. I'm gonna be the best. And after a while, he's like, yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna be the best. But when you hear I'm gonna be the best and do that for the entire runtime of the film, it gets a little tiresome. So it's a little ridiculous in that regard.
I thought this movie was overall just really pretty rushed, I think.
Okay.
I didn't feel that connected to these characters. I didn't feel this story. It just didn't feel as impactful and emotional as I knew it wanted to be.
Right.
Because this whole movie is built around the premise of Vinny is just such a dedicated boxer, and this is his life, and if he gets injured and can't do it anymore, then his life is over.
Right.
But it didn't really sell me on that much. I think a lot of the points of this story were kind of rushed. It just seemed to jump from plot point to plot point, having a montage in the middle, and I didn't really feel like it had as much weight as it wanted to.
All right. While you think that it was pretty rushed and not really taking time on its plot points and things, I thought it was fine. I thought every plot point, every detail was given enough time so that it was expanded upon just enough. I didn't think it was terribly rushed. I thought, if anything, it dragged on for a little while. That's just me. That's him. That's what we thought. Other than that, aside from some cons and things, I thought the movie was pretty fun. It had a fun and good energy to it. A lot of it came from the soundtrack. Soundtrack was really
very good soundtrack.
Soundtrack was really good. Miles Teller was fun when he's getting into his role. Aaron Eckhart is good as his coach. Everything. It's an enjoyable movie, at least.
It was okay to me. I liked Miles Teller's performance for sure. I love the soundtrack. But I just thought that the script was there was clearly a lot to this story, right? Because it's a biopic. I feel like unless you're going to go full on, James Cameron and make a 3.5-hour movie, I think the only way to really do this story justice, I think it would have been a lot more suited for a TV show. I think, this story. Right. Because there's clearly so much they want to address and talk about and so much to Vinny's life, but they just can't seem to really fit it all into a 2-hour and 15-minute movie and still stay as impactful. Right. This movie kind of left me with not as much as I wanted from it. I thought it was going to be really emotional and have a lot of weight to it, but I really didn't feel that from it. Okay. So overall, I think I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars.
That's fair, John. Overall, I think I enjoyed Bleed for this. Again, I didn't really expect terribly much going into it. I just wanted a fine boxing story with Miles Teller. I wanted, a good story, and I got most of that. I didn't get the great story part, but overall, it was still a fun movie with characters you could somewhat get into. I could get into. I guess John couldn't. That's fine. Overall, I enjoyed Bleed for this. For the most part, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars.
It was overall not a bad movie. I just feel like it wasn't as developed as it needed to be at all. But so guys, have you seen Bleed for this, or do you want to? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Also, give us some feedback on the review.
What'd you think?
And make sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter @StubMasters. And if you want to look as good as this guy, you can go on cafepress.com/StubMasters to buy merchandise. Not that one, because that's exclusive. Only so many of those were made.
That's it?
We don't sell this one.
Sorry, guys.
And we're not gonna, because then it wouldn't be cool and exclusive.
Don't want to flood the market.
Yeah, economics. Alright, so Stub Masters Reviews, Bleed for this. I'm John.
I'm Ethan.
Have a great day.